Hi, this is Josh, your EdTech Spec, and today in this video we're going to be talking about events in Google Calendar, specifically event details, attachments, and other features in Calendar. So let's go ahead and click over to our Google Calendar. So I'm in week view here, and I think this is sort of the easiest way to add events and put in details. But you can always come back into any existing event and get into it by clicking on the pencil and get into any of the things I'm about to show you. But I'm going to start from scratch with a new event. So when we start with a new event, we're going to say very important meeting. Spell everything correctly. So now we're going to go into more options and talk about all those different things. So right now, what we're saying is event does not repeat. And I have another video that goes into that. But very quickly, if you wanted to make it repeat, here are some out of the box repetition, and then here's custom. But really, let's look at some of the other features. First off, if we're going to invite some other people, we click on add guests, and the list of people we've been recently emailing with will pop up. But we can add some people as we go. So now that I've invited some people, I can say where it's going to happen. So one of the nice things about Google Calendar is it's tied into Google Maps, so you can add location fairly easily. So let's say this is going to be at Jesse Sanchez Elementary. So all I had to do was start writing Jesse Sanchez, and the address came up. All Google Calendar events, in our district in any case, come with a Hangout, which is a Google Hangout is a form of video call attached. If you wanted to adjust notifications strictly for this event, I could add another notification, and I can either have a notification that pops on my desktop, or I could have it send an email, and I can do it minutes, hours, and days ahead. So let's say I'm going to have this go 2 days ahead. Now the default calendar color is here, and it's always going to be pre-selected. But if I wanted to give this another color for this event, then I could do that as well. So in my calendar, if I've given somebody the kind of access where they can only see if I'm free or busy, this event will show me as busy. But for people who can only see free or busy, if I wanted this not to look like I had taken anything up, maybe I'm just doing this as a reminder, I might mark that as free. The default visibility is based on how I've shared my calendar, public and private. Most of the time, we're just going to stick with default visibility. Now, in the description, there's lots of nifty stuff here. For starters, you see you can format, this is the description, just like you would any other text. But since if we're using the big map location stuff, the automatically filled, what we might want to say is we might want to put in here that we are going to be in room 26. And maybe what I want that is, lots of attention drawn to that. And then I could also say, please be prepared with, and I can turn on bullets, laptop, budgets. Spell check works in here too, and reports. Now, the other thing that's very cool here is the attachments, which we can see under Add Attachment and a paperclip. And you can attach from your computer, but also very cool, you can attach from Google Drive. So let's see what that looks like. So if I click on the paperclip, it says My Drive, shared with me, which would be things I don't own, but that are shared with me. Recent are things I've very recently worked on. And then the last thing is upload files from the computer. If they were on my desktop, I could just drag them into this window and would do it, or I could click select files and go looking. But let's talk about my drive. So let's say this is my very important meeting folder, and I have two things in here that I want to attach. So I'll attach each one, and see when I click attach again, it remembers where I was before when I did an attachment. So I'm going to select both of them. So now these things will go to all the people I've invited. So when I click save, something interesting happens. Would you like to send invitations? Well, of course. So we're going to say send. But then it's going to say, I have attached things from Google Drive. It says these Drive files aren't shared with all the guests. Change how these are shared. So right now, I could change it to anyone in the district with a link can view, can comment, or can edit. So there are some right there. And this is useful if I have a bunch of people, like maybe this was a whole district-wide meeting. I might set this to the whole district. Or where it says more options, if I click here, I can change it to guests of this account can, and let's give them comment privileges. And it warns me guests must have a Google account. But if you're talking about in your education domain, for our purposes, the Alisal Union School District, everyone in the district has an alisal.org account, so this shouldn't be a problem. So I don't have to remember to share correctly with everyone ahead of the meeting. If I just attach it into the calendar, this is going to take care of it for me. And again, I could do this anyone with the district and give them some level, or say just guests of this event. So I'll say share and save. And then you'll notice that, I'll turn off the green calendar because that's me. You'll notice that, see, it's the default calendar color, this orange, on this little tiny sliver on the left, but we changed for this event in red because it's a very important meeting, and it has all of our attachments. When we click on it, we get the summary. Here are the 4 guests. As guests reply, we will see little green check marks over here, and we will see our description with our room number, what to bring, and then all these attachments. Since I'm the organizer, it will say yes by default, but let's click over to a different account, somebody who got invited, and go to today and the week view, and see this right here on my calendar is white, although my calendar is green, to show that I haven't accepted it yet. When I click on it, I come down here and say yes. When we click back, this, me as the organizer here in red, see there's a green check because Joshua Harris said yes. Okay, well, that is how we can, all the features of calendar events and the way we can add location and sharing and description and all that sort of thing. Hopefully this has helped you grow your Google Calendar skills. If you have any questions, you can email us at edtech@alisal.org, and happy Googling.